Hello my lovely ones, thank you so much for joining me again for another pick a card reading. I'm Lorian and I'm so grateful to all of you who come and leave a comment and subscribe and like and share and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, you make it so much fun to do this, thank you. I have fun, I hope you have fun reading all these messages and stuff like that, so yay, thank you for being a part of it. So today we are doing it a little bit differently. There's no crystals, as you may have seen, and the message that we're looking for is, what do my spirit guides want me to know? Now, instead of crystals, like I say, I'm actually using some of my favourite quotes from the movies. Bonus points if you can match them. But group 1, group 2, you know the drill by now, right? You've been here before, you know what it's like. Okay, so the first one is group 1. I was raised by witch's child. I see with more than eyes. Okay, and group 2. Attachment to material is detachment from the spiritual. Group 3 is the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. And then group 4 is there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So again, group 1, I was raised by witch's child. I see with more than eyes. Group 2, attachment to material is detachment from the spiritual. Group 3, the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. And group 4 is there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So just take a moment, as always, I will post a picture just to get you into the zone. See where you're drawn to, see which words resonate with you the most. And then group 2, group 1, group 3, whichever one you want to resonate towards, I'll put the timestamps down below so you can click and go straight to one of those. See you in a second. Group 1, welcome. You chose I was raised by a witch's child. I see with more than eyes. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that over here. I'm not going to do runes this time. I'm actually going to draw an oracle at the end. But let's just get into what we see. Hope. Nice. Okay. Oh, love, compassion. Ooh, summer solstice. Effortless. Nice. You've got some good cards here. Victory, angel therapy. Your tarot cards are Page of Wands. Ooh. Page of Wands, the Queen of Cups and the Moon. So you could be a water sign. Water signs are typically witchy, I suppose. Okay, let's just see if there's anything in particular that strikes me in this one. And you've got the Moon as well. So yeah, that could be, and there's a witch in the background, but this could be particularly telling for those of you who feel very connected to the moon. You could even be, you've got a lot of water in imagery here, so you could be very connected to your psychic intuition. It could be water sign, you could have heavy water in your chart. But the main thing that I'm seeing here is just have hope. You know, an idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. Take your ideas, take your hope. You know, if you've been trying to manifest something and it hasn't really been working out, don't lose hope or abandon it just because it doesn't seem to be regular for you. You have to keep going at it, you have to keep working at it, as with anything, before you start to see some results. Sometimes it will be instantaneous because it wants to show you that it's there and that it's working. Other times it'll be very gradual and you might just have to figure things out and how things work. But I do feel that you've been under the weather lately. You will get it done. Whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been hoping for, it will come to you. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Get that sort of momentum going. Work knowing that you've already been accomplished, that it's already been provided for. It's just got to reach you. You know, it's coming, it's on its way. Just because it's not with you immediately does not mean that it's not on its way and it's not being answered. Angel therapy, yeah. You've been under some issues lately and some pressure. Compassion comes through. That this is not just for others but yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Give yourself some time out. You may be working 5 different things at a time, or putting in extra hours at work, or doing something that's incredibly draining on you. Maybe there's an emotional element here. Maybe the water represents more of the emotional strain that you've been under, and it's kind of suggesting that you need to scale back a little bit. Just make sure that you know. Just make sure that you know that there's a limit to what you can provide. Because I do feel that there's a gift here. I do feel that there's something coming out, and there's something that you really want to do and really want to achieve, and you have been very frustrated by the fact that you always seem to have a setback, and that is absolutely natural. You know, you may feel like, oh, for God's sake, I've been walking on this path day after day after day, and I can't seem to just take a breath, talk to your guides, talk to your angels, talk to the universe, say, please, come in and help me out. They can't just come in and move you like a chess piece. You need to invite them in. So that's going to be something that maybe you can work on. They're saying, invite us in, invite us in. And I keep getting drawn to this stone over here. So maybe it is something to do with your angels or your guardians, or something that you really need to hear but aren't really being able to manifest yet. It is coming. They keep drawing me to hope as well, so it is coming, don't worry. This path that you may be on, don't be afraid to take a chance or diverge yourself a little bit. Page of Wands is about good news, it's about creativity. It may be something out of the blue comes forward and you're like, oh, I didn't expect that. Go with the flow, go where the intuition takes you. There may be a fear of things not working out the way you wanted. Keep going, just keep going. I think the issue is holding on too tightly to the way you want things to work out, rather than the end result, if that makes sense. So if you could, for instance, bypass a certain level, I'm sure you'd take that risk. But at the moment you're so, it has to be this way. Well, maybe not. Maybe kind of change it up a little bit. It doesn't hurt to try and alter the routine that you're doing and what you feel like you want to be doing. Sorry, there's some stray wax there. Yeah, the sooner you let go, the sooner things are going to be very effortless for you. The sooner that you give, okay, just let it go. Stop holding on to things too much. Stop needing to control things too much. That's a very security, anxiety thing. And I get it. Believe me, I do. But the reason is things may not be working out is that you're holding on too tightly to a particular vision because you yourself really need it to happen. But maybe just kind of, okay, I accept that it's coming. However the way it wants to come, just be free fall. You know, just be a waterfall, be effortless. I'm dancing a little bit at the moment. That's just kind of how they want me to do it. It's like dancing, free, flowing. Yes, you just want to be kind of twist your wrists, feel yourself in your body. You are in this moment in time. Maybe do some yoga. Maybe that's what they want me to say to you. Connect with your inner prana, which is your life force. Connect with that. Make sure that you're going in with your highest intention at all times. The Queen of Cups is a very creative person, but she's also very nurturing. So this seems to be an incredibly nurturing connection. And to be honest, it could be your intuition. You do see with more than eyes. You see with your whole soul. But the thing is, when it comes to yourself, you may be a little bit blinded. You may be a little bit fogged up when it comes to your own solutions. And summer solstice, I know I'm doing this in June 2019, May, end of May, but this is universal. So whenever, even if you watch this in October, this just means this is the high point. Your high point is coming. The high point of your life is coming. The time when the sun in your life is superbly high in the sky, when you feel like you can do anything and achieve anything. So this is, you'll be able to see the path because the sun will be high in the sky, metaphorically, and you'll be able to kind of navigate yourself throughout the rest of the few weeks coming through for you, I think. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself is definitely coming through here. I don't want you to feel like you have to take on everything that's coming in. Love and compassion starts with yourself, really. I mean, I don't believe in the fact that if you can't love yourself, how can you love anybody else? Because I think that unconditional love is absolutely a universal language. We can be very hard on ourselves, but love everybody so much. But the thing is, you need to reserve some of that love for yourself. So don't give yourself such a hard time. If you see somebody going faster than you, or if you see somebody accomplishing more than what you are accomplishing, don't knock yourself. It's just your path. It's just your path. It's fine. It's how you're meant to get there. Victory is coming on the way. Just don't hold on to it so tightly. Use your intuition more. Trust yourself more. Don't listen to the fears that may come in or the illusions that you create for yourself. Right, so I'm just going to do another oracle card. I love you. The universe loves you. Please accept yourself. Please, don't push yourself into a certain path that isn't right for you just because you want to get it done quicker. Your path is unique to you. Always trust the signs. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, rewriting the future, healing. Yes, healing. You need to heal. You need to emerge from whatever darkness you've got around yourself at the moment and just heal. You're evolving all the time. The issue is that we have such a busy lifestyle nowadays. We have such a here, there, everywhere, up, down, side to side, back to front, topsy-turvy. We can't have, or we do have time for ourselves, but we sometimes feel guilty for taking time for ourselves because we're not always working on the chain, You need to have some spiritual time out. That's what they're saying to me. The good is coming. The good is coming. And I know it may be hard because you've been in a period maybe of low energy, but the good is coming. It's coming. It is here. Keep working at it. Don't stress out about it. Don't control it. Just let it come. Let it flow in. It'll be effortless. It'll be effortless. It really will be. Make sure that you give your worries to the angels, guides, whoever you believe in. Make sure that you give that over. Create and flow freely as much as you can. Change, vary your path. If you have a bad habit of overworking, staying late, coming home feeling guilty, just sitting in bed, binge eating or something, I've been there, it's fine. But don't punish yourself. Don't feel like you're punishing yourself. Treat yourself with love. Make sure that you feel good about everything that you do because you're doing your best. Success is nothing more than good intentions and a dedication. Now, dedication does not mean that you are actually going to go in for 15 hours a day. Dedication just means that you apply yourself as much as you can before you go over the edge. So don't even go near the edge. Matter of fact, just keep yourself nice and calm as you do it, and you'll know when your limit is because you'll start to feel that drain, and then you just need to step back and then you can reapply yourself. But I hope that helps. That's what the guides have to say for you for now. If you'd like to suggest a reading that you'd like to see in future, please let me know. If you chose this one, please let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you'd like a reading from me, the email address or website is down below in the description box. But thank you for being with me. I hope this helps you. Blessed be to you all, and I'll speak to you guys soon. I'm going on to group 2. Group 2. Okay, so let's have a look at what's coming through for you. So you chose attachment to material is detachment from the spiritual. So I'm going to use one of these instead of the runes later just to see what's coming through. Patience. So this is what your guides want you to know. Purification. Iceberg. Okay. Ooh, they're all water. So maybe you're a water sign, or maybe you're feeling, again, kind of like group 1, very emotional. All is well. It's kind of a nice reassurance. Indigo and crystal children, and then we have the Devil card, Queen of Swords, and we have the Justice card. Let's move these to one side. Okay. So, definitely a feeling here of needing to be understanding about yourself. Something that seems to be coming through for me is everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. And it's interesting because you also have the river movement card here. So this is very much about having that sense of, yes, I can be moving and actually be moving towards something, but I can't be very impatient about it. It's kind of like this one as well. It's karmic energy. It will come when it's needed. It will happen when it's meant to happen. Karma will come through and it will deliver what it needs to whenever it's able to. If the camera shakes, it's just because my cat is rubbing her tail along the tripod. But yeah, there's a lot of coming through here for saying, reassurance of all is well, everything is absolutely happening as it is supposed to. So it's just this natural movement that I think you're going to have to incorporate into your life. The devil's kind of interesting to me because it's kind of coming in to say that you may be focused on the bondage situation, that you have to be bound to this certain situation, or there's something that you're not particularly fond of and you feel very much like you are squished in to some sort of box, like you can't get outside of the box, you can't possibly remove yourself from this, there's nothing that you can do, or you may be tempted to do the shorter routes, or you may be going off your path because it gives you financial security. So for instance, a job that you've got, maybe like, oh yeah, I'll stay there just because it feels secure for me, even though I hate it and it's not doing my soul any good. When can I get the promotion? When can I do this? When can I, it could be a case of when's it going to happen? When's this going to happen? And I feel that sort of need, I'm sick of where I am now. That's absolutely fine. Everybody gets sick of where they are sometimes. I'm surprised in that case that the Hanged Man isn't here, because I would say that there's something that's coming forwards in regards to this feeling of impatience, but it's more wanting to have things that you've worked so far towards. You're wanting to have that sort of confirmation that you're doing the right thing or going the right way. This is kind of confirmation that you are going the right way. It's just going to take some time. Queen of Swords is very strong. She gives this feeling of wanting to be intellectual. She's very dedicated to, I think, being independent. You could be even yourself an air sign, so you could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But I do get the feeling that there's something coming through again with the Libra energy. Everything will have to be balanced here. Everything that's going to come through is very much something that you are working towards. And actually, the time is going to pass anyway. That's something that they want. The time's going to pass anyway. You may as well make use of your time. Just because it's not happening tomorrow doesn't mean that your time is wasted. So just try to keep yourself moving. Attachment is material. So for instance, when is my car going to come? When is this going to come? That's not really tuning into your intuition very well. But all is well. You don't need to really bend over backwards to make some certain things happen here. And indigo and crystal children come through with, since if you do have a bond with children, I think this is more to do with your inner child. So those who are maybe born from 1980 to 1990 something, I think, they may be indigo. And crystal, I believe, are the ones that come after that. But in particular, you can help children who are sensitive. But I think that your inner child is being very sensitive. Maybe there's something that you can do to heal that sense of need it now, need it now, need it now, because that is a very childlike thing. I'm not saying that you're being childish, but childlike is a case of you have the innocence still. There's something that you really, really want, and that inner child is desperately going, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it so badly. But that could be something that's coming in, I think, just to test you in a way. I mean, River is really strong because it says that nice gliding movement is very peaceful, serene. But again, you may feel like you're stuck, like you're just submerged in a load of pressure and you cannot see the wood for the trees. It could be something that you're really struggling with here. And they're kind of coming forward to say, don't worry if that's the case. You will get air. You will actually feel yourself come through again and be fine again, because rain and purification is very much like washing away all the issues, all the anxieties, all the things that maybe you have worried about over the last few weeks, few months. It's going to be something that feels like the sun's shining again afterwards. And it's quite interesting because I do feel like that's the moon here. So there is something that's just washing it away, really washing it away. Interestingly enough, I've just noticed this. There's a large tree here and then there's a tiny tree growing alongside it. So this is again related to your inner child or children around you, or something that seems to be like a younger, youthful connection coming in. I think that there's there's that saying that says youth is wasted on the young. because by the time you get to a certain age, you've been there, done that, got several t-shirts, and when you were young, you had the energy to make mistakes, to do stuff. And when then you're older and you know what you want to do, you don't have maybe as much energy and you're tied into things a little bit too much. That could be a little bit of something coming in for you. But I honestly believe that it's on the way. You are moving towards something that's spiritually right for you. It's just a case of you need to trust and have faith in the universe to deliver what you've asked of it. And also, if you've been worrying about something going through, like an application or something, I do think you're going to get good news in regards to this, but also they want me to tell some of you they're going to get what they need. The people who have wronged you, the people who have maybe really offended you and just done really awful things in your past, they're going to get what's coming to them. Don't you worry. But all is well. Everything's happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings that you will soon understand. So this is something that's kind of like, don't worry about how much money you're making. Don't worry about how much attention people are paying to you. Just worry about yourself. Don't get caught up in the he has this or she has that and I don't have this yet. Just be independent. Cut yourself off from the fakery of certain people, because I do think certain people will try to show themselves as wonderful and with all the smiles in the universe, but they're just kind of saying, nurturing a child a little bit. I think that there could be some sensitivities coming through here, but there is a need for patience. You don't need to rush into things. You can take your time. You don't have to go at everybody else's pace. For instance, if you've been like, well, I'm almost such and such an age and I really wanted a family by now and I can't do it now, and I really wanted to make $100,000 a year by now, or I really wanted, honestly, there is no time limit on certain things like that. If you want a biological child, yes, it gets more difficult for women, certainly, as we get older. But I think that there may be a redefinition of family as it comes in, or there may be an alternative that you're just blocking out because you've always been focused on this one way. And it could be just kind of opening your mind to try and see where your path is actually being taken to you. So don't focus so much on how things are going to come through in the physical. Don't focus on how it's going to happen, just trust that it will. Because all is well. It's how it's meant to be right now. Also, if somebody is being really argumentative with you, or you're having some issues at work, or with somebody who is opposing you, that's kind of what's supposed to happen. There's a reason for this. So that's going to be revealed to you over time. What does group 2 need to know? Well, the crumbling. What are you clinging on to exactly? What are you actually absorbing? What toxicity from social media or social communication, what are you clinging on to that's negative and impacting yourself negatively? Everybody has that feeling of, I really wish I hadn't done this, or I wish I hadn't done that. And this is kind of saying that you can release what no longer serves you and actually go into this. This is kind of like a tower card. So it's kind of saying that there is a change and this is divinely guided for you here. It looks very imposing. So you may have to just deal with things that are around you that aren't going your way and let it go. Just go, okay, well, it's not happening how I planned, but okay, universe, I trust in you and I know that I'm going to be given the correct time, I suppose. It is something it's responding to your faith. That's something that's coming through for me. Something here is responding to your faith. It's responding to your dedication. It's not responding to your fear. And that's what the universe wants you to know. It's kind of, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen. Well, it may happen because it needs you to reevaluate something. So sometimes we get forced into doing stuff, like a brief story I was thinking of leaving this job because my manager was going from absolutely wonderful human being into a really picky, twisted person at me, and there was such a sharp 180 change. And then I realized that Pluto was in a certain alignment that it would actually push me to do things and use people to do things against me in order to push me on the path that I was supposed to be on. Now at the moment Pluto is in retrograde, but this is just a general thing saying if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, people around you will be used to get you on that certain path, to push you on that path that you're meant to be on. And I remember saying this to somebody recently, may have been even be group one, I can't remember at all. As I say, as soon as I channel a message, it goes. But this is something that's coming through specifically for you guys here. They're wanting you to be on a certain path or to reclaim your path. And you can't do it at the moment because of other things that are outside pressures that I think you've absorbed. And now you're going to have to crumble that away so that you can get to your idyllic heaven. So I think that, not literal heaven, but your ideal. So I hope this helps you, group 2. If you want to kind of reflect on this a little bit and then tell me how it resonated with you, that's fine. If you also want to suggest a question for Pick a Card, I welcome all suggestions. But in the meantime, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant rest of the day, and thank you very much for being with me and for joining me. If you'd like a reading, all the details are below, but in the meantime I'm going on to group 3 and sending you so much love. Hello group 3. Full disclosure, I have to say full disclosure, I've already done this reading for you, so I know what messages are in here, but the issue that happened was I recorded this yesterday and I recorded it on my phone and it froze completely. It just refused to do anything. It did not save the video. So I just thought, right, okay, well, I'll just scoop up the cards. I'll leave them here overnight and then I'll come back to them tomorrow because I can't redo a reading instantly. So obviously there was something that maybe I didn't pick up before and they want me to do it again. But I do know what kind of messages are in here. But to be honest, I can't really remember what I said yesterday because, like I say all the time, when I do a reading, it goes. As soon as I go, okay, thank you, bye, that's the message done. So hopefully I get something similar. But the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. That's the one that you had there. Let's see what you got. Time. Oh yeah, time. And then you had 9 of Wands, the Hermit, the 4 of Wands. Okay, I think you had... Okay, I thought you had Purification, but that was my bad. Veiled and Communion. You've also got Trust Your Path. Yes, this is something that I did afterwards, I believe. I chose these 2 cards after, and they reinforced what my message said, but who knows what that was. Counselor and Beloved One. Let's have a look and see. I'll remove these just for a second. And then I'll just see what information I come from the original cards that we got here. I mean, to be honest, adversity is on a small scale, pouring out a beautiful message for people who want this, and then it just suddenly goes and disappears. So maybe this was a test for me too. But time, yeah. Embrace in the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. Ooh! That's something that I didn't actually connect with yesterday. I know that. Here. Fog veiled. Something that you've been wanting to connect with for a while. I feel like that's going to be revealed to you over time. There's something that seems to come through here is that you're being burdened by something. I don't know what it is because it would depend on your personal energies, but I honestly believe that there's something coming in that says that you are maybe fearing a certain place, or you have so much pressure on yourself to be the highest person, to be a good daughter, a good parent, a good worker, somebody in control. You always feel there's a pressure upon you in order to be a certain person or to present yourself a certain way. So if you are feeling very down at this moment in time, or oh, I really wish it wasn't this way, I hate it being this way, I don't like it, and you're focusing on what you don't like, that's going to start building something up, like a barrier or resistance to the good things that are coming in. Now, one thing that I will say to you is that I am proud of you, because I feel that you have overcome such a lot. You have overcome so much toil and issues in your life that I do believe that maybe you haven't even clocked them yourself. But ultimately, there's so much kind of building up that it does believe, I do believe anyway, that there's something coming in here that says that you can teach others through your hardships. Counselor, for me, I think I recall this from yesterday, this is you and your spirit guides. So what your spirit guides want you to know is basically that they're with you. They are your counselors. If you want something to happen, you've got to ask them for help. You're not alone. That's definitely something that's come back to me. You are not alone. You may feel like you're on your own, the hermit, on your own path. Oh God, I've got to go through all this again. You're not on your own. Maybe you feel like you have always done it yourself and nobody else has come around to you to help you. The universe doesn't listen to me, blah, blah, blah. That's the more extreme, I think, of a lot of you. This doesn't work, blah, 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 dismissive, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if that's what you want to do, fine. But within this, I honestly believe that there's so much more to give to you. There's so much more that is waiting to be given to you. Just looking at these cards here, I feel like sometimes, beloved one, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. This, yes, could be a partner that feels very strained at the moment. It could be a relationship that you have with somebody who is very close to you. But something that's resonating with me even stronger today is that this is you. This is your soulmate relationship with yourself. Your higher self needs to be spoken to. Your guides want you to speak to them. Now, you could be a Scorpio because this is the highest form of Scorpio, apart from the Phoenix, but I feel like this eagle can bring some wisdom. It's kind of like a hierarchical symbol of strength and beauty and wisdom and regality, and it's just, oh, amazing. However, it's kind of thinking that you need to rise above something here. I think maybe even you need to be the eagle and rise above some certain situation that's confusing you. Maybe you're so confused because you're not really listening to what your higher self and intuition is giving you, because you feel you've followed it before and it's kind of not been the right choice, or you've ignored it before and it's worked out fine. But I do feel that there's something coming in that's telling you to take the time. If you're feeling that something that you want is going to, oh, well, I can't be asked doing that because it's going to take me 5 months. The time is going to pass anyway. So why not? Why not do it? Why not work on yourself? Why not spend 30 days doing something to improve yourself, getting into a routine? Because the time is going to pass anyway. The time is literally going to move forwards, and you can either choose to do something to raise yourself out of whatever is going on in your life, or you can just kind of do the same and give up now because it's going to take too long. Whereas when you got to the stage that it would have been completed at, you go, so just carry on doing it. This is as much of a message for me as it is for you guys, to be honest, because it's like, do your book to me. But it does feel like there's something that's coming through to give you these solid foundations. You have a gift here. I feel like you may be empathic. And within that, I feel like there's going to be a lot of issues that you're not really realizing are other people's. You have resilience by the bucket load. You have resilience by the bucket load. And I honestly feel that you are, almost there. Everyone else has given up. Everyone else thrown their wands away. Can't be doing it with it anymore. But here it is saying that you have the strength to keep going. You are battered, you are bruised, but you're still here. You're still here. There's something, the flower that blooms in adversity. You are rare and beautiful. You've had so much stuff thrown at you, and it feels like you're raising above that, and you're actually allowing yourself to think and dream and wonder. But the thing is, it's kind of saying, don't be the counsellor to everybody else. If you are empathic, you'll take on their problems as though it's your own. And that is not necessarily bad, but it's going to drain you beyond your current means. And the beloved one, I think, is very important because you need to treat yourself like you are the beloved one. You need to maybe vary your routine a little bit. Speak to your guides daily. Just say something in the morning saying, I accept your guidance into my life today. I commit to being a vehicle of happiness and joy today. I would like you to guide me in the direction, and just maybe meditate for 60 seconds. That's all it really takes to establish a connection. Just get into a routine of doing it. And then these cards came in. Trust your path. Again, it may be taking a while to get where you want to be because of time. It may be challenging at some stage. But I do feel that there's something that may be putting you off. But it says here, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? What would you do if you were supported? If you knew 100% that your guides were going to get you there and you had absolute ultimate faith that it was already happening, and you knew without question that you would get the money, you would get the foundation, you would get the people, what would you do if that was no limit? I feel like you are supported. It's just a case of inviting them into your life. They can't move you like a chess pawn. There's nothing that they can do. They can't come in and go, here you go, and shove you into the right places. What they normally do is shove people and instances into your life instead. So you learn. This is a free will journey. So you may come across somebody where you feel like you're dealing with their baggage because that's their issue to deal with. So you're kind of playing a part in that energetically. But it's also serving something for you as well. It's got to give you a perspective on something or a lesson on something that you're going through as well. And yes, it's kind of saying, just say yes. Invite this divine guidance into you. Invite their support because you're not on your own. And if you feel like the path you're on has been arduous and you just want to sit down, it's fine to take a break. That's kind of like half between breath and break. So let's just go with that. It's absolutely fine to take a breath and just sort of go, chill, I'm okay. But ultimately, this is kind of saying we all have our off days. We all have periods of our life where we go, I can't do this anymore. And we may feel just like curling up in a ball and watching TV. That's fine. So long as you know and believe that this situation can change, because it can. It honestly can. Like, I know myself yesterday, really down, did not want to do anything. And I was just like, oh, maybe that's why they asked me to redo the reading, because my energy was so low. So I've come back now. That it didn't work on the camera. I've come back now. I've been able to give you so much more clarity in this reading than maybe I gave yesterday. And I've been able to do something completely different. It's all about how we put our energies and where we put our energies and who we listen to. This is really important. Who we listen to can make such a dramatic difference. If you feel the news is getting on your tits, turn it off. If you feel some people are too loud and social media is too loud, switch that off. Take a break. Just watch something, read a book. Do something that fills your soul. Meditate. Do something like dance around the house to music. Something. Do something that actually reconnects you with who you are and allows you that space to breathe and commit to being on the path that you want to be on. Nothing is beyond your reach. Nothing is beyond your capability. And I think that's definitely something that you should actually commit to, being your higher self and communicate. They want to talk to you. They want to be with you. They want to help you on this journey. So please do let them. And if you did choose this, I hope that this makes sense. But let me know in the comments below if this resonates for you. I really look forward to reading for you guys very soon. If you do want a reading, all the information is down below. But in the meantime, thank you so, so much, my lovely, lovely people. I'm sending you so much love. And I'm moving on to group 4. Hello, group 4. So you would have chosen, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Now that's actually from the Matrix, I believe, so you may have some different realities going on here. I don't think so, but they'll see. Ooh, kindness. Take respite by a pond and be kind to yourself and others. That could be a theme for you guys, actually. Just melting in the middle, being quite happy with yourself. So you have tree, grounding, ocean, ebb and flow. Okay. This is what your spirit guides have to say for you. You have, oh wow, the sun, the 8 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and for the angel, breathe, peace. Wow, a lot of that. And you know what to do. Interesting. I will also be doing some additional cards, some clarifiers here towards the end. But you definitely have, they're just kind of saying be kind to yourself. So I think if you have been under a lot of stress lately, frustration, somebody may have said something to hurt your feelings, dealing with some past stuff. You know, something that comes to mind here is the past does not define you. The past does not define you. Bad experiences that may have happened before are just experiences. You know, they're not telling you this is what you are worth. They are not supposed to tell you this is all you are worth. Let me just move towards a little bit so you can see all the cards. There we go. So yeah, it's not kind of saying that this is the only thing that you are worth. You are worth somebody being mean to you, or you are worth somebody not respecting you in any way. That is not the case. What it's trying to tell you is the fact that those experiences are there to shape you, and for you to get that knowledge to deal with it in your own way. So if you had a bad experience, which I'm sure many of us have, and you kind of take that on as a truth, then you need to kind of wash that away. Be kind to yourself. Make sure that you treat yourself in a good way. It could be a thing where you are talking to others and say, oh, she's beautiful, he's wonderful, she's so smart and she's really intelligent, but I'll never be that. That's doing yourself down. That's being kind to others, yes, but very derogatory to yourself. You know, take note of the words that you say about yourself to people. On the opposite side, you may think, oh, hell, I'm wonderful. You know, anybody else can just wander off, you know. But I think that this comes maybe from a place of confidence, yes, but also for some of you that I'm getting here is a kind of barrier. Like I love me, so I don't care what anybody else thinks. And that's kind of where you get the murky waters, where if you really don't care what somebody else thinks, that's gonna maybe be kind of a curse in disguise of a blessing, because you then will not listen to other people. I'm not saying that's definitely the case for all of you, absolutely not, but there's just that kind of myriad of things that the guides are kind of giving me for the various different tiers of people who have chosen group 4. So I think that's kind of what you need to look at the moment. So you do have a lot of, I mean, let me just put these here. I'll put these all together. Sorry, I'm just picking them out of the way for now. And then move these over here. So, peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. If that is love for yourself, fine. Breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns, which could coincide with the 6 of Cups as well, because that is all about nostalgia, thinking back to the past, either how good it was, either how you wish you'd done something different. You know, hindsight is a wonderful curse, really, but it does allow you to use things. Maybe you think you've made a mistake, but then take, you know, all the blessings that you have received. Go with the ebb and flow. There may be some challenging things coming through for you. However, if you ground yourself, that's going to be, I think, a lot better. I mean, to be honest, I don't know what kind of star sign you could be, to be perfectly honest. I have every single element here, so it doesn't matter what star sign you are. All that matters is the fact that you need to be sure of yourself. You know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge, because that's what experiences give you. They give you knowledge. Act upon it without delay. So, for example, if you, in your gut feeling, think, oh, I kind of have experienced this before and it didn't go too well last time, I don't think I'm going to go that way. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So if you say, you know there's a change and you know that there's like, I'm not too sure about this direction I'm heading in right now. There's a difference between knowing that and walking the solution, or knowing that and walking ahead into the danger anyway. So that's, I think, it's like talking the talk and walking the walk, you know. You can say, I'm never going to get my heart broken again. I'm never going to trust him again. And then what do? You go straight back into it. That's not walking the path. You know what you should do, but you're not doing it. You know what to do. That sort of thing. I do see so much greatness coming in here with these two, because to be honest, the Sun and the Eight of Wands is freedom, it's vitality, it is giving you the sense of what you need is on its way to you, and fast. You know, you don't have to be scared of this behind you. And this actually shows up in the strength card. So whatever's happening now is going to give you strength. Whatever's going to be coming forwards to you is going to give you ability to deal with whatever's going to sweep you off your feet and actually come through and be there with you and, you know, maybe challenge you in some way. You have everything you need at your disposal to deal with it, and to go for that job, or to go for that promotion, or to walk away from something that isn't serving you, or walk away from somebody. But there's definitely a peace coming in here. It's kind of saying that only love is real, and that is true. That's one of the things that we can rely on, is that there will be love existing somewhere in the universe. But I think it has to be within yourself. Love the flaws that you have, love the things that, you know, have made you you. Because there's only one of you. You're an individual, you're a special person. Now, I know that some people say, snowflakes. No, not really. If you're special, it means that you're an individual. It means that you have something to bring to the world. And I believe, heart of hearts, everybody does. Everybody does have something special to bring in. Everybody does have something that they can give to others. Some qualities and talents that they can utilize to not only enrich their lives, but to bless the world. And if you can start by enriching your life with what you know you can do, I think that's going to be the start of something good. But don't let the past define you here. It doesn't define you. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has issues that, you know, sometimes cover their senses. But if you just ground yourself, if you just meditate, if you just allow yourself to be rooted into the here and now, rather than worrying about the past, or you know, concerned about the future, go with the flow of where this has taken you. Breathe. Allow this kind of time to center yourself. It can take a day, an hour, a week. You know, just do something that allows you to release the patterns that you seem to fall into. Now, this could be anything for saying, oh, I'll be really healthy and I'll eat a plant-based diet, and then immediately order a takeaway when you feel down. You know, we've all been there. We've all done it. And I think that there's something that, you know, comes from kind of a desperate place. And it's fine. You know, I don't think that there's anything that you need to be ashamed of there. It's just a case of be kind to yourself. If you feel literally that you cannot stand to cook anything, fine, allow that. If you feel that you can't go out and socialise because you're too tired or anything, fine, that's fine. But try not to make a habit out of it. Try and, you know, realise your limits and when you've reached it, and, you know, make sure that you can understand where you want to be, and so you can maneuver yourself towards that, if that makes sense. I really hope I am making sense, because I know that there's so many different people who may choose for. I'm just trying to make it as rounded as possible for you. I don't tend to try and get into specifics, because obviously it's very difficult to read an individual's energy just from a mass reading. But yeah, I hope you take something from this, and I hope you're taking some guidance from whatever you need here. So what does group 4 need to know? How can I clarify some stuff? Ooh, yes. Sorry, I just had to do a little dance then because I'm very happy. So let's start with this one then. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. you don't have to stay on the same old that you've been on for the last 10 years just because your either family have been accustomed to poverty or to bad eating habits or to bad anything. Negative thinking, negative this, negative that. You don't have to commit to that. You can emerge and kind of evolve yourself into the new generation. And you've got Jupiter up here. Actually, in personal readings, this has come up quite a lot, but I've never noticed this. So this comes through with Jupiter. It's an absolute amazing thing. So this expands. Jupiter is the planet of luck. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of magnifying things, speeding things up. Not as much as Mars, but this kind of brings things to the fore for you. It's a lucky, lucky planet. Whereas Saturn is discipline, Jupiter is expansion. And yes, let's do it. Let's try something. So this is something that I think is very strong for you. I don't know whether Jupiter's in retrograde actually. At the moment that I'm doing this, obviously you can watch this whenever you like, but there's something definitely about Jupiter coming through here that I feel is so strong. And I've just seen a face here like looking up at the sky, so I think that's where you need to tilt, go upwards. But ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future, this is you determining what you want to do. And here we go, mentioning Saturn, here we are, and that's also Jupiter there. So you will have discipline in order to create this new playful, lucky moment in your life. But what lights you up? I think this is basically what sparks joy, you know, and the sun could help you with that. It's definitely a joyful card. It is one of the best ones in the entire tarot deck. It is telling you that it's coming. You just need to break the things that are happening around you that you can't seem to get out of. And I'm not saying that this is your fault, blah, blah. It just happens to everybody. Honestly, it truly does. And it may be at this moment in your life where you just need to change. Go with the flow. Lay back in, you know, I do this in meditation sometimes. And I feel myself in the river. And I just lie back in a boat and I go, okay, universe, take me where you need me to be. I give you absolute permission to guide me and allow me to flow where you need me to flow, where my energy, just direct my energies where you feel that they would be best applied. Bring in or, you know, dock me where you feel that I need to be moored. And I just lie back in this imaginary boat and allow myself to be led. And I think if you could do that, then it will maybe help you know the next steps as to how to go forwards on walking the path. So I hope this helps you guys. If you would like to leave a comment, let me know how things go for you if you chose this. Also, if you have any suggestions for future topics or questions, please do let me know. I am looking at all requests. And if you'd like a reading, all the details are down below. But thank you so much for being with me today. Wishing you all the very, very best of luck, my beautifuls. And I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Bye.